Our next guest needs no introduction, the Hall of Famer, one of the greatest tight ends of all time, obviously a former Falcon. Lots of week one madness going on around the NFL, Tony, especially here in Atlanta. The Falcons giving up that late lead. How much did you think that loss is going to have an effect on this team, maybe moving forward, and kind of the culture they're trying to build here?
It's the first game of the year, so you can't put too much on it as far as the rest of the season goes, because I thought they looked okay. They had it, let's put it that way. And you jump out to that big old lead. It's just unfortunate that this is what's plagued the Falcons since I was there. They blow these big old leads, and obviously it's not a coaching, because it happens to different coaching staffs. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I guess if you're looking at the silver lining, it's that they did get out to that big lead, and if they can just go ahead and make some tweaks, they got themselves a really good football team, and I think a better football team than what a lot of people anticipated going into the season.
Tony, to that end, I mean, what did you think of this offense? To me, looking at it, it looked very different than offenses we've seen the Falcons have over the course of the last few years. I mean, when you looked at this offense, what did you make of what you saw from them in week one?
Well, obviously you got Matty Ice is gone over there to Indy. So that's the face of the franchise over the last decade and a half. But I like Marcus Mariota is a good quarterback. He's been around this league for a long time. Arthur Smith, to me, is an offensive guru. He knows how to move the ball up and down the field, and they got players. I think Kyle Pitts, the tight end, he's on his way. He could be the best tight end in the NFL within the next couple of years. What I'd like to see from him is those young receivers around him develop and maybe get that stud guy. I know when I came there, I had some of my best seasons consistently because I had Julio Jones with me, because I had Roddy White with me. And then we'll see as the quarterback develops, whether it's Marcus for the next foreseeable future. I think Kyle Pitts is going to be a big time stud out there. But the season's long, and the first game of the season, like I said, you can't put too much on it. They'll keep making those tweaks, and they'll keep getting better. Cordell Patterson playing, obviously a running back now, it seems, a jack of all trades, the Swiss Army knife for the offense. They're going to lean on him heavily this year.
You mentioned Kyle Pitts. He didn't get a ton of use yesterday. I think a couple of fans were a little surprised with maybe how he wasn't used in the red zone and stuff like that. What do you like about his game, and how do you see them maybe using him more in those situations in the future?
Well, the thing that I feel sorry for Kyle right now, because I can relate. I've been that guy when I was out in Kansas City, where you're the number one option. You're the guy from the receiving standpoint. So the defenses know that, and they're going to double team you. And they're going to have a plan for you. So the best thing for that offense to do is you got to get Kyle the ball on first down or second down, because come third down, he's going to get double teamed. And when you get to the red zone, you got to split him out. You got to use him out of the backfield. You got to, and obviously you got to give him the ball again on first and second down, because as soon as the passing situation goes up, they're going to be like, hey, we're going to go cover Kyle. And so and then until you can get that big time receiver, like I said before, when I got Julio Jones and Roddy White, okay, I'm going to get that one-on-one matchup, because you can't double team me anymore. Until he gets that, they're going to have to be very, very creative how they get the ball, a la Travis Kelce, Kansas City Chiefs. He's the number one guy now that Tyreek Hill is gone out to Miami, and he had 121 yards yesterday, and 8 catches and a touchdown. And it's because Andy Reid was really getting him the ball on that first and second down, and then using him throughout the game from different places, so the defense couldn't get a key on him. But like I said, Kyle Pitts is, I don't know. I mean, there's been some athletic guys that I could think of throughout history, but I'm really, really excited about what he can do throughout his career. If he stays healthy and he can get his head right, which I think he can after that rookie year, having over 1,000 yards, the sky's the limit with him. I'm talking like one of those tight ends that has Hall of Fame potential to really set some eye-popping numbers at the position with his ability.
I think you and Falcons fans both are hoping all of those things come true. But something that we love to ask some former players who come on our show is, what was your favorite memory in a Falcons uniform? And so I'll pose that question to you. What was your favorite memory?
Favorite memory? I mean, it's winning the playoff game, which I had never won in my career. in year 16, I finally won my first playoff game. We played against the Seattle Seahawks and had a nail-biting win. And then we went to the NFC Championship game. That was the most exciting game I've ever been a part of, obviously, with the chance to go to the Super Bowl. We didn't win that game, of course. But nevertheless, it's one of those things that I look back and say, wow, what a cool thing to know that we made it to the final game to get to the Super Bowl. So I loved my time out in Atlanta, filled with some great memories. I could go on, but and then playing with some great players too. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Roddy White, John Abraham on defense, Mike Smith, the head coach. It was a really good time that I had out there.
Every team's goal to make it to those playoffs, make it to a Super Bowl and win one. I mean, what are the realistic expectations for this Falcons team? Can they shoot, for a playoff win, for a playoff game?
I think they can. Yeah, I think that I really I think Arthur Smith is a great coach. One of those young minds in the league that if you give him the talent, he's going to go out there and move the ball up and down the field from an offensive standpoint. And I think defensively, they showed they could play yesterday. I thought they did really, really well. They have some good centerpieces on that side of the ball. My thing is this: you just look at it. The reality is this: I love Marcus Mariota. He's a good quarterback, but if you're talking Super Bowl, you just look at the names that have played in the Super Bowl over the last 15, 20 years. It's last name Manning, Brady, Mahomes, Wilson. It's that, or Drew Brees, Rodgers. It's those type of quarterbacks that you got to have at the helm if you ever want to be a Super Bowl caliber team. And Marcus Mariota, like I said, I like him, but he hasn't shown to be that throughout his career. Eventually, they're going to have to bring in that type of quarterback, that franchise quarterback, if they want to be consistently in the playoffs and making a Super Bowl push every single year.
Now, for you, your Thursday nights are going to be pretty busy this season. Which matchup are you most looking forward to seeing as we really get 2022 started here?
I'm going to steal a term from Tom Brady. He said, which Super Bowl are you most proud of? And he said, the next one. So I'm going to go with the game we have coming up this Thursday because both teams are 1-0. I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs at home in Arrowhead Stadium against the Chargers of Los Angeles, two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, Justin Herbert going against Patrick Mahomes, some great defensive players, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Frank Clark, Chris Jones from the Chiefs, superstars all over. I just couldn't think of a better way to start this. I think it's a game-changing way to watch the game on Prime Video Thursday Night Football. It's going to be exciting.
And you're doing that coverage with Richard Sherman, Ryan Fitzpatrick, some household names for NFL fans. I mean, what's it been like working with those guys, and what can fans really expect watching your broadcasts?
Oh, it sucks. I hate working with those guys. So just play. I love those guys. We're going to have a good time. I can promise you that. They have come out the gate. We've done 2 preseason games so far to get them acclimated to what we're going to see on Thursday night. And these guys have passed with flying colors. Fitzpatrick, the best backup quarterback of all time. And I think Richard Sherman, Hall of Famer, very opinionated guys that have some fun with the game. And Carissa Thompson, don't forget about her, our host. She's one of the best in the business. So it's going to be a great lineup. Al Michaels calling the game. Kurt Herbstreit coming over to when he takes time off from his game day duties in college football to have a great call on the game. I couldn't be more excited. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be an all-star cast for sure. One more Falcons question, if I could ask, is, when you have the loss that they just suffered, people in Atlanta are very focused on that narrative that, like you kind of even mentioned, those fourth quarters, very hard for the Falcons kind of to finish games. How do you, as a locker room and guys in that locker room, what do you think they're kind of thinking to get past that right now?
Shoot, you know what? That's such a great question. I've never been a part of anything like that. I don't know if I've ever had those types of collapses that they've had. Legendary over the last 5-6 years, going back to the Super Bowl, 28-3. Even when I was there, the game we didn't make it to the Super Bowl against the 49ers, we were up 24-10 or 24-14 at halftime, and I'm like, we're going to the Super Bowl, and we let it slip. It seems like it's a little mental at this point. or it's just incredibly bad luck. But if as a player in the locker room, I'm just telling everybody as a leader in that locker room, look, let's flush it down the toilet, go out there and let's just we know that we have the talent. We know what we can do. We've built these incredible leads. That's not easy to do in the NFL. We just got to find a way to finish, especially come that fourth quarter and get the job done. But the silver lining in that is that we're a good football team. I mean, we're blowing teams out. We just need to hold on to these leads, and good things are going to happen to us.
Very good point. Well, thank you so much for the time, Tony. We really appreciate it. For all you Falcons fans who want to see the full thing, head to fox5atlanta.com. It will be posted on there, and we'll be right back on Rise Up Tonight.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys.